Today's Cash App contingency is brought to you by Chris Sant. Thank you for the support. Agamemno Contingency, Noir Angel. Maxine Caulfield is a high school senior at Blackwell Academy. And by all standards, she is about as average a teenager as it gets. Even her physical abilities are nothing much of note, showing to be at, if not slightly below, the average for a girl her age. And yet despite this, she may be capable of doing some of the most irreversible damage one could imagine. You see, Maxine has the ability of chronokinesis, the ability to warp and manipulate time to her will. Her main usage of this ability is to return to a point in time before any catastrophic event happens, such as the time she rewind time to prevent her friend Chloe Price from accidentally shooting herself, or when she turned back time to prevent Chloe from being shot by a school bully, or to prevent Chloe from being hit by a train. I may need to look into Chloe at a later date, as these brushes with death feel a bit targeted. But turning back time is not the limit of her abilities, as another application of her powers allows her to experience things through the use of a photo. The phrase, "a moment captured in time," being literal in this case, as Max is capable of traveling back in time to when a photo was taken. Max is also capable of stopping time around her for moments that require her to act faster than she is capable. However, this and her other application of her powers put too much of a strain on her body. Typical signs: blood running down her nose. As such, she can only use her powers so many times before she is incapacitated. While Max uses her powers with good intentions, those of you familiar with the butterfly effect know that the ability to change moments in time come with a steep cost. And in her case, the cost came in the form of a difficult choice. You see, due to her usage of her abilities, it caused a hurricane unlike we've ever seen to make its way towards her hometown, leaving her with one of two choices: either escape and leave everyone to perish from the storm, or sacrifice the life of her best friend. If I had to guess, a choice like this has a split of about 48% to 52% chance one way or the other. But this contingency is in hopes of preventing things from ever getting to that point. As stated, Maxine is not the most physically capable person, so a simple way to counter her would be to catch her off guard. I have temporarily enrolled Tim and Damien to her school to keep an eye on her for the time being. For the most part, they've done what they could to prevent conflict from happening around her, and as an added bonus managed to discover what one of her teachers were doing under everyone's noses. In the meantime, I've been in talks with Booster Gold and various Flashes to look into Max's abilities, as I'd rather not bring harm to her or uproot her way of life if it can be avoided. The current working theory is placing a time bubble around her, which would prevent her powers from affecting anything but herself. It's a temporary solution, but for now it seems to have no negative repercussions. I'm still debating on whether to do this in secret or confront her first. Given her dependency on her powers, it'd probably be best she know of this before we implement it. But at the same time, there is no guarantee she'd willingly go with this strategy, and may even cause her to further depend on her powers to stop us. It seems I have my own difficult decision to make.